That's funny. I like his new YouTube channel. It's fun.
Yeah.
Cool. I was his second subscriber.
Oh, that's cool. I was his fourth. No, I don't know. But it's definitely one of the first ones.
It was cool too when it all kind of started coming together because we had contacted him for the interview, and he did the interview just before it went live. So since we had that communication, he kept contacting Steph, and he'd be like, "How do you do this on YouTube?"
He's like, "How do I do my thumbnail?"
That's funny.
It's an art to do thumbnails.
Just in general, like anything that's web related is like it's like not second nature. It's like something that needs to be learned.
Yeah, there's like way more involved in all of that stuff than I ever realized.
Yeah. As a band too, you're like, cool, we're just gonna write songs and be a band, right? No.
No.
That's not a thing anymore.
That's like 10%.
Yeah, it's like I was talking to somebody and they're like, "Oh, your band's doing good," and like life is grand, and I'm like, "Yeah," and then they're like, "Okay, well, like you practice a lot," and I'm like, "We don't practice ever. Like, do you guys like write songs all the time? Like, we never write songs. Like that stuff's like secondary. It's like how many times do you meet to make reels and social media content and stuff like
that?
It's very time consuming.
It is.
It's I saw a video online and it says like social media is like a muscle. Like the more you train it, like the better you get at it and the easier it is. And like that's like so true. It's like once you get over the hump, then it becomes like easy. But it's getting over that hump that definitely a lot of people don't do.
Yeah. Well, if you look at the when I first started the channel, your band was one of the first ones that I kind of came across when doing stuff and covered. If you look at the video,
I remember that.
It was the quality of my video was shit. Like it was so bad.
But the thing is, you got to be willing to have shit quality and start somewhere.
Yeah,
that's what people like aren't willing to do. You know.
Yeah. Well, if you look at what's his name, Fantano or whatever his name is, he's a popular reviewer. I guess he's got a few million subscribers. If you do a search and go like early on in his early videos are so rough, like so rough. So it's encouraging to watch stuff like that because it's like, all right, so he's popular and that's where he came from. So we're doing all right.
And that's good. That means that he's left those on because a lot of people would become popular then just, start taking away things that are embarrassing and whatever. So he's like leaving a trail of his humble beginnings.
Yeah, I think the only thing that I removed so far was a short that I did about
Chili Peppers?
A Red Hot Chili Peppers short I had done on a song that I wasn't too keen on, and people wrote me a new one. It was rough. So I was like, you know what? We're gonna just take that.
The internet. Love it.
Some fan groups are very passionate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're waiting for singer Fred.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's a singer, so he's going to be late.
Yeah.
Where are you guys?
There he is.
There he is.
Hey, what's up?
You're late, bro.
You're late.
I know. I'm like 3 or 4 minutes late. So sorry about that.
It's okay.
It's all good.
Can we make this bigger?
I think the move is sideways, guys. I think we're all like
with your phones.
Yeah.
Oh, should I be? Yeah. Okay, I can do that.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh,
there you go.
Cool.
Awesome.
Okay.
I can only
Perfect.
say
Well, thanks guys for joining in. Like we really appreciate it. Like
my pleasure.
Thanks for having us.
We followed. So this is really awesome for us because it's kind of a nice in between because we've had a couple interviews that were a little bit higher profile, which is nice. But like what we want with our channel is to be able to bands that are kind of in the early stages or like mid stages, I guess you could say, having more of them on. That way they can get kind of more traction and whatnot. So
well, especially because there's like a new wave of punk right now that like, and I love this. Like I hope it really continues because like, yeah, it's just been awesome like finding new like punk rock bands and stuff because it's been a while since I've come across stuff that I actually enjoy.
Yeah.
And like I love your stuff. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It's a good time to be in a pop punk band.
It's a great time to
Yes.
be in a pop punk band.
Yeah.
100%.
It is.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Awesome.
sick acts that we're also very stoked about. Like I think like you said, it's cool time to be in this genre of music, and it's a cool time to play it, but to discover, and like there's a nice little community of cool bands that are doing fun stuff right now. So just want to jump into that.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah,
like live
yeah.
music, bands, like festivals are really going forward. Like it's growing. Like the live entertainment is really gaining a lot of like attention and traction
Yeah.
lately, and this is what we were hoping for, and this is just amazing.
Yeah, we're a pandemic baby, so we kind of like we kind of like figured out that, well, after this whole like after the world comes back to normal, fingers crossed, like I think people are gonna want fun, energetic, like happy music.
Yeah.
And we were right.
Yeah.
Ahead of the game. Yeah. Well, so since this is all of our first time here, how about you guys each kind of like, I don't know, introduce yourselves and kind of tell people, I mean, you're from Montreal, so that much we know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like how you guys got started and stuff, because you said you started in the pandemic, so that might kind of be a good place to start this off.
I think Terry or Joe, you can take this one.
Yeah, okay, so Joe and I, and actually the two members who are not here, Zach and Hamai, we were all in a band together maybe in 2015, 2014, something like
Yep.
that.
Exactly.
And Zach was like, I love country music. And we're like, okay. And he's like, I'm going to start a country band. And we're like, okay, that's fine. Like, pop punk's not really a thing right now. So we all went, did our own different stuff. And like, we had a conversation. And we were like, I think it would be cool to play pop punk music, but we were all like not comfortable in the chair that we were in. I think like Zach was the singer, who's our backup singer and guitarist now. He's a great songwriter, but like being a frontman maybe wasn't exactly what he wanted. So he's like, if you ever find like a sick pop punk singer and you start a new pop punk band, like hit me up. I'm like, okay, no problem. So time passes and like kind of forget about the whole thing, and then it's the pandemic, and Joe's like, oh man, like I've been writing pop punk riffs. Do you want to like hop in? And I'm like, I got nothing better to do. Let's do it. Started shooting each other some riffs, and then we're like, whoa, like okay, this is like kind of cool. We're like, oh, whatever. Like we don't have a singer. Like what are we gonna do? And we're like, you know what? Like who cares that we don't have a singer? Which I think is like lesson number one. Like always aim higher than what you can. How can I say, like always improvise. Like
Yeah.
we're like, we don't have a drummer, we don't have a singer. Actually, Joe was a drummer, sorry, in our old band, and I was the bassist in the old band. And we took this so not seriously that I was like, I'm gonna play guitar and write a lot of like the guitar riffs, and Joe was like, I'm gonna play bass. And then we just got the riffs together, and they sounded good. And then Joe, through another band that he was in, like a cover band, heard of Fred, who's doing a lot of like corporate stuff, and he hopped on stage. I'm not mistaken, right? He hopped on stage with you guys for a Blink-182 cover.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and like, and then Joe's eyes went bing, bing, bing. This guy knows how to do pop punk. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
So then when we had demos that were cool enough, like we sent it to Fred, and it still didn't have a drummer or anything. And then we just were like, whatever, like let's just record an EP for no apparent reason. And then with that EP, it sounded decent. We got Alain to jump on board to play drums. Our Zach and Rame, who were in the previous band, were like, okay, you actually did the thing that we talked about, like get a pop punk singer, check. Like get the songs together, check. Okay, I guess like we'll hop on now. And like, yeah, and then from there on, we just like had a lot of fun and everything. We dropped our first song that we expected nobody to care about. And I think like, David, is that when you found out about us? Like
Yeah,
when Break Up came out?
I don't even remember. I came across you guys before you released the song.
Before? Wow.
I don't even remember. It was like just like it was maybe a week or two before you released
That's
it. And I was like,
crazy.
oh, this is cool. I'll check it
Was
out.
it
And
maybe like during the live from Stage
Yeah.
Oh, was it the
maybe?
State Champs live?
Because
I'm not sure.
we
I
like
don't
we
remember.
dropped this our lyric video. We dropped it on the channel while they were doing like a listen party, and the song wasn't even out yet. It was going to be released
Yeah.
like 2 weeks or something,
Yeah, it's two
or
weeks
so.
before. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's
Maybe.
like that's the random thing that we did is like State Champs, which is a band that we love. They listen to, amateur bands or like up and coming bands or whatever. And we're like, we have nothing released, but like let's send them something. And we
Yeah.
send them something, and then like literally like the whole band was like, holy fuck, who are these guys? And then they like tried to find us and we like didn't exist. And we're like, oh shit, like hey, we didn't expect this. And then like yeah, like I don't know, maybe you heard of us from there, but then we dropped our first song and then people actually cared, which is something that if you've been in a band before, like seldomly happens. And then we dropped a second song and people continued to care. And then we're like, okay, I guess we got to take this seriously now. And then that's what we've been doing since.
Yeah, that's pretty much
We're
it.
like, okay, something's happening right now. Holy
Yeah.
shit, okay.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Our second song is actually Night Calls, which is our most streamed song so far.
Yeah.
So it's like
we,
it really it really gave us that like leverage, like pushed us forward. Like and it
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
only our second song, so it's like it's unbelievable seeing that happen.
I think we
Like,
started strong, which is like something that like
Even our first show, I mean,
oh yeah,
there
our
was
first show
like
was
two
pretty good too.
song out, and like the crowd was singing the lyrics, and
Yeah.
it was like full house. I was like, what's happening? Actually,
I
It's
think-
just-
yeah.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
yeah,
I remember when he showed me that song because like he comes across new stuff like all the time and he'll show me and sometimes I'm like, but I was like, these
Yeah.
guys are really good.
Well, most things I come across, it's like, all right, yeah, that's good. I'll follow that. Yeah, that's good. But when I heard Breakup, I was like, oh my god, I love this. This is amazing. Like I had it
Nice.
on rotation because it was so good. And yeah, it was
Nice.
just right from the beginning. I was like, this, I like this. This is good.
Amazing. I mean, that was our goal. Our goal is to come out and like come out swinging, not be like not half-ass it, like come out with something really strong and like finding Fred, who's like, top tier pop punk singer.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm gonna fucking throw it out there. Like
yeah,
like,
he
said-
is.
I just
It's
want
so
to. I just want to mention he said no at first.
who did?
good.
Fred?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Fred in LA. Basically.
I did too.
Yeah.
Losers.
It was like way before. It was like Joe sent me riffs, and I was like trying to work on a solo project. I was like, maybe I don't have time. And then he hit me back again. He's like, listen to the demos.
That's
I'm like, okay, I'll listen. Yeah, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna listen to them. And like, I was like, oh shit, okay. So I was missing out on something.
Joe's
shit, okay.
Joe's nickname in our conversation that we have with each other is PR Joe, because
Yeah.
like he's the one who's like he'll like sneakily not tell us and like go talk to people, and then he'll be
Oh
like,
yeah.
like do follow-ups and stuff like that. Like he's just like, oh, it's always fun. It's always rolling with Joe.
Yep.
So
So do you guys like
if
handle all of us yourself then?
well, we just recently signed with a management company called 307. Big up Flynn.
Yeah.
And he's been amazing. But it's still, how can I say, it's still us. Like we're not like, hey Flynn, like take everything and like peace out. Like we're just good. Like we're still hands on, and we're still
It's like the seventh member of the band.
exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's working hard on like trying to open some doors, knocking on some doors, and like being the first contact directly to
Yeah.
some of the things we're trying to get, or like the people we're trying to contact, which is amazing. He's doing it super well, so we're happy about that. But yeah, we're still, and I think it's a good thing that we're still hands on, because I think it shows that we care about it. So
Yeah.
Well, I
You
think like no matter how many people you have in your camp with you, like if you're not, like I think like the worst thing a manager could have, or like a label could have, or a booking agent can have, is a band that's not willing to put in the work themselves. So I think like one, we're used to putting the work ourselves, but like we're not going to stop because somebody's helping us. To us, it's just an extra pair of hands
Yeah.
to
Exactly.
get more stuff done. And also he's the most persistent of us all, because we're like, okay, we'll knock on a door once, twice. Okay, like it's not gonna happen. He's like, no, like
No.
let's go. Like the like embarrassing amount of like follow up where like I wouldn't be able to. So big up, Flynn.
Oh
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Well, it's good to have that knowledge base behind you too, because then you can focus more on some of the band type stuff where they can do, I guess, more of the what's the word I'm looking for?
Like admin stuff.
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of.
that's it. Yeah, like more the admin kind of stuff. So that way you can focus on the other stuff, but still with the ideas. So that way it's that kind of nice balance, right?
Yeah, I
Yes.
mean, it's crazy because like the admin stuff has become such a like regular thing for us. Like I would say to anybody who's starting a band, like if you don't like managing a small business, then don't start a
Don't
band
do it.
or start a band and like play play shows for fun and stuff like that. But like
Yeah.
if you wanna push and you wanna try to get, you know, stuff rolling, like you gotta wanna manage a small business. Like that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah. There's a lot of
100%.
important things that people don't. I wouldn't have known starting. Like it's things that it's things that we learned as a band, as a group, from different members' past experiences, and like all this amounted to what we've built right now, and we're still learning, and this is always a learning process. This because what you want is to always like evolve and like grow and learn
Hmm.
new things to adapt and like get further. Yeah.
Awesome. That's really cool. Were you about to say something?
Yes, it
Oh,
was.
sorry.
Because all the talk about the admin and like being persistent. I'm curious now with your single with We the Kings, which is amazing. It's been like stuck in my head
Thanks.
since you guys released it. So
That's
how
the
did you
goal.
guys put that out?
How did that happen?
Yeah.
So pretty much. So another tip for everybody: follow every single band in your genre that you love and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
Travis is one amazing. He's like the coolest dude of all time. But he's legit. Like he knows where he's at in his career. He knows his band rocks, and he just wanted to help out the community. So he pretty much posted online like, "Hey bands, like I want to hear your music. I want to like maybe feature on some of your stuff. Like send me your music." And like literally, because we're a well prepared band and stuff, like we had like multiple songs that were, you know, recorded but not released, and we were like, okay, shit, like which one's the best one for him? And then we had this song called "Let's Get Lost" that we all felt really strongly about. It felt really fresh for us. Like it's like a bit poppier than what we do. It's a bit less like straight pop punk and stuff. It just felt like fun, nostalgic, like a bit 90s inspired. And we just, I don't know, we just saw Travis on it. So we shot him an email literally the day that he posted his thing online, and we got a response like 2 days later, and they're like,
Oh,
"Yo,
wow.
we love this song. Like that's so," and we're like, "Yo, that's so fucking cool." So then afterwards, we just spoke to his team, and we're like, "Okay, like we're planning to release it around then." And he's like, "Okay, cool." He has this is his schedule, and like we made it happen, and he just recorded it and sent us the tracks and stuff. And like what was really cool is this summer we played this festival called All Your Friends Fest in Canada, which is kind of like it's the first edition this year, but it's kind of like the Canadian equivalent of when we were young, and they were playing. So we like drove down a day earlier. It was the day before we were performing, and we went to like hook up with Travis and hang out with him, and we like got so much knowledge from him, and we just got such a good hang, and like
Yeah.
he was amazing, and like you know he was telling us that he was recording the song in his home studio, and his kids were like bopping along to the song. And he like
Yeah.
legit told us, he's like, if the kids are bopping, that means it's a good song. Anytime like the kids are bopping to my like a song that I'm recording, like it means it's going to be a hit. I'm like, that's amazing. And yeah, like he just gave us like really cool advice, and like I think like two highlights of stuff that he's told us. First was you know, this sounds like a song that I would have written, which is like, thank you.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what more of a compliment I could get from this guy. Like amazing. And then also he said, you know, I asked for all these songs. I listened to all of them, and like not all the bands are ready. And like I wanted to make sure that if the band was ready, that I could give them that extra push. he said, "You guys are ready. Like you guys are ready. Like this is your time. Like I'm jumping in on this, and this will be a stepping stone for you. And then it's just gonna, you're just gonna continue on your path. Like you guys don't give up. Like you guys have it, you know." And then he said, "The only thing I'm asking in return is that when you're in a good place in your career, and somebody who you feel is ready comes along, you do the same thing." So Travis,
Yeah.
we're gonna do that.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
He was like such a great dude. Really, really. He
Amazing.
took his
Yeah.
time and like no pressure at all. And yeah,
Yeah. You know,
it
they
was
tell
a
you not
great
to meet your
moment.
heroes. That's a lie.
Yeah.
Meet your hero.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully it works out.
That's awesome. So what are your next plans then? So that's the most recent single. Do you have other music lined up that you're ready, just kind of figuring out how you're going to record it? Do you have music recorded that you're just waiting on release times? Album, possibly.
The question.
Is that
What's
question? Everybody wants us to drop an album. We'll start a GoFundMe. Maybe that'll help for the
Yeah.
album.
So we've been working with Seb from Simple Plan lately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Simple Plan. Sorry, that's like
We love Simple Plan too.
Yeah.
So
I love
we've
that
been-
bit in the reel for your
Yeah.
Yeah.
for your song.
That's how we made,
Hilarious.
that's how we made that happen, right?
Yeah.
Is we've been working with Sab, and yeah, we have a bunch of songs that are already recorded, you know, enough for the beginning of next year, and right now we're discussing like plans to for a body of work is I think like the term that we want to do. Like so we want to like start writing a bunch of songs, and hopefully that turns into an album, but
Yeah.
it has to be the right circumstances for it to be an album, because right now, unfortunately, the way the market is working and the way that Spotify runs and stuff like that, it's a lot more advantageous for a band like us to just release song per song, because every song becomes that lottery ticket. Which one's going to blow up? Which one's going to
Yeah.
kill it? And also we stay relevant in your heads. Like you guys discovered us at Breakup, but like we've been consistently releasing a song every like 2-3 months since then, and you haven't forgotten that we exist. And I'm sure that there's some bands that you discovered maybe at the same time as us, and like you're like, oh well, I guess they don't release music, like they're not a band anymore, or you're not even thinking about them right now because they're not
Mhm.
being consistent. So you know, I
Yeah.
think the luxury of dropping an album and then okay, like now this is the 1 year cycle or 2 year cycle of this album is a luxury that we don't have, because we got to stay relevant in people's brains, because we don't already like live rent free there yet.
Yeah.
And it's a big thing nowadays also. It's like something that's really relevant nowadays. I think that everyone's most likely will drop singles by singles, and then once things start to pick up and people start to get like dragged towards the band or the artist, at that point releasing an album is maybe more of a possibility.
Yeah.
But I think that like most people know that like if you release songs by songs like every like 2-3 months, you'll always like stay in people's faces. You'll always have like new stuff to promote. And like with social medias, it's like it's quick, it's fast, it's like it's a nonstop every day, new reels, new artists, new whatever, you know.
E-
It's the fast food now.
Even artists that are more established than us, like I don't know if you guys follow like Games We Play or like Lolo or any of those bands, but so like Lolo is this like amazing like Canadian singer songwriter, like she's on like Hopeless Records, and so she for has been dropping single. They've all been bangers and really good, and then boom, she dropped an album maybe a year and a half, 2 years after the first single dropped, and it's all the singles she's been dropping plus a few more songs. So it's quite cool. She dropped an album, and then a few months later, boom, she's dropping a new single. So she's like already like she's on a cycle of like, so even her on a label dropping an album, but it's it's not like it was in 2000 when like Sum 41 would drop like All Killer No Filler, and then
Mm.
you would get the first single, and then they would ride that for 2 years, and then okay, then hopefully I'll get a new album from them. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. There's way too many bands that are doing it, and you got to stay relevant in people's heads, you know.
This is actually cool because this is something that we've wondered about with like newer musicians and like streaming and all of this. How is the best? Like, what is the best approach? Because that's one thing. Like I had mentioned with Walk Up There, they do the same thing. It's like the majority of their tracks are released beforehand, and then they release an album with a couple extra songs. And like The Strike is another band. They do the same type of thing, and it's such a different world now, and especially like post COVID, even like so much has changed in the music industry. And like I mean, one of the weirdest things to me is like how much like the younger generations, like they have all of this access to music and they don't
Oh yeah.
really access it. And I find like it's a lot of like, the millennials, right? Like we're all kind of like gravitating to this, and I think that's probably why there's like a new resurgence of pop punk.
Yeah.
So
Makes
they're
sense.
going.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really interesting though about that. You make a good point about the releasing the singles every couple months, because then I guess that probably is like the future of the way music is going to be.
Yeah. Now, do you guys prefer the idea of a full length or EPs? Like, which way do you kind of lean as to, like, I guess your personal preference? Because I know some people prefer to listen to albums, but some people actually would rather have a band release singles. What's kind of your thought process on that?
Well,
I love the idea of an album for myself.
yeah,
me
I would
too.
say it's like listening to like a TV show on Netflix. If I can have all the episode like like from the start, I will be really happy. So I can like
That's right.
Yeah.
binge watch the whole show. But it's kind of like the same thing. Like
I
it's
agree.
cool releasing one song like, and then 2 or 3 months later another song. But it's the feeling having those songs in the bank, and like you want the people to listen to the songs, but they can't. You need to be patient, but it's the way to do it. So
But maybe like an inside baseball thing though is like we still approach it as EPs, I would say, because what we don't record a single, then like stress out about having to record another
Yeah.
single like 2 months from now, and like being like, oh my god, what are we gonna do? You know, like
we plan in advance.
we plan in advance. We'll probably do 4 or 5 songs at a time, and then afterwards we'll focus on another batch of 4 or 5 songs. So like I think it's pretty seamless as like a listener when you're like, I don't know if you can like, tell, oh, like they worked with a different producer, or like they wrote these songs together and then wrote these songs together. But I don't know. In our head, it's like pretty clear cut. But like the first 4 tracks that we released were one thing, then the second 4 tracks that we released were something else, and then recently we grouped them as EPs on Spotify, and then the songs that we've been dropping this year are kind of their own thing and like live as an EP and stuff. And then what we're doing with Seb is also its own thing, and then whatever songs we're going to start writing now are going to be their own thing as well. So I mean, to us it's clear, but I understand that as if they're being dropped as singles, it doesn't feel like that. And like I think maybe something that's like, how can I say, like when you're writing an album, you're like, okay, like we're gonna write like the album opener, and we're gonna write like a slow song, and we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that. So like there's less of that happening where we're not like, what does the album need? We're just like, okay, what's like the best song that we have available now? And we're not thinking more so like of telling a story from like, what's the album closer, what's the album opener, and what's the slow song and this and that, So yeah, it would be a different approach, and like we'd love to get there one day as well. And like that's kind of where we're leaning towards right now, to going on a writing binge and taking all the songs and getting a body of work together.
Awesome. Very cool. Early on, in when you guys kind of first started and you had just like the 1 or 2 songs, what did your set list look like when you played live? So you were saying you would record kind of a few songs at a time. Was it kind of when you play live, would you play those group of songs, or was there additional? Did you do covers? Like what did that kind of look like early on?
We did have like 4 songs ready. When we started doing shows, I think we had 2 songs out at that moment.
Yep, exactly.
But we did play the other 2 songs, saying there was exclusive for the shows that we would play them. So it was also something special for people that were there, and we added the covers.
2
And
covers,
since
yeah.
it was like a 30-minute set,
What did we
we
cover?
were
I don't
opening
even
at that
remember.
time.
It
We did
was
the Dear
All time
Maria
low.
Dear
Yeah.
Dear
Maria
Maria.
and what was
and
the other
All
one?
the Small Things.
All
All
the
the
small
small
things. Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had these two songs plus Breakup, Night Calls, TOTKO, and Who Do You Think You Are? And I
Yeah,
remember,
it's
I think it was at our first show we shot the music video for
For
Who Do You
who do
Think
you
You Are?
think? Correct.
Yeah.
that's true. That's what we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to have the luxury now to like pick and choose songs. Like before, it's just like let's play whatever we have.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of like okay, let's like actually build a set and stuff, which is really cool. And like I
Hey,
think like yeah, I'm like
and building a
really
set, we
happy.
did build a set now.
Yeah, I'm really
Yeah.
happy with where our set's at right now.
Yeah.
It's
Feels
really
really good.
nice. Our setup
Feel
is
like
really cool.
I feel like a comedian who had like a bunch of cool jokes, but like didn't have their set together. And I'm like, now we got our tight 30 and like ready to pitch to Netflix, baby.
Yeah. We need our Netflix special now.
Yeah, we need a Netflix special.
So for music videos, who sets all that up? Like how do you plan out the music videos that you get put together?
So we have like a really good friend. His name's Alex, and he's like an amazing videographer. So so that's like not a question. Like we always contact him, and I don't know. We just like brainstorm on like a call like this, like what are stupid ideas that we could do for a music video, and then we scale it back because it's always way too crazy and not conceivable. And then sometimes, we're thinking we're going to shoot one song and we have this crazy concept and then everything falls apart at the last second. And we're like, fuck it, we're still filming this weekend. And then we come up with something out of our asses and just get it done. That was Hollywood Ending. That's like, it's the one with like all the balloons and stuff like that. That one, we were supposed to film Game Time, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we were gonna do like
so.
a football thing, and like we're
Yeah.
gonna get like a team of like of
Yeah.
like 8-year-old players and something.
Yeah.
Like they would just be like demolishing us and stuff. And then like the coach got fired, who was like our connection. And then we like reached out to the other coach, and he was like, you grown men want to like play football with my kids? Like, what is wrong with you guys? And we're like, okay, I guess this is not happening.
I love that song, but I haven't seen that video yet.
I watched
The
Yeah,
song
they're
for
all on
the
YouTube.
clip for Game Time or
No, for
For
Hollywood.
Ending.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's
on
pretty
our
fun
YouTube.
actually.
Yeah,
It's
fun.
super energetic and like colorful. It's really nice.
Yeah, it's very colorful. It's just us with a bunch of balloons, which is we had nothing 2 days before. We just came up with that concept like day of, and it worked out really good because Alex is super talented and he killed it
something
for
like
us.
I think it was like 500 balloons, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our girlfriends actually had to
Fill them up.
Blow all the balloons.
Yeah.
And then we went to Terry's house. We picked apart his bed, took it out of the room, took out of all of the
furniture.
Everything. If all the furnitures were there, everything was out of there, and then we just filled the room with the drums and all the balloons. And then as the song was going forward, we just added more and more and more.
Yeah, we filmed
We
it.
used like leaf blowers to get the balloons.
To get the balloons going and stuff. That was my leaf blower from like my.
We filmed in the bathtub, in the shower.
Yeah, very DIY.
That was fun.
Yeah, and then
I think that's actually my favorite song. And I actually, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's okay.
That song to me, okay, do you know Newfound Glory's Vicious Love?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yes.
You know the version that they did with Haley Williams?
Yeah.
That song to me has that potential where you could get the female vocals on and kind of do that type of thing. I love that.
maybe we should do a song with a female feature.
Wink, wink.
Maybe. Wink, wink. Maybe.
Ah,
I didn't say anything.
yeah,
Did you? I didn't hear anything.
I didn't hear anything. That's definitely
yeah.
never gonna happen.
This
I'm
is
not
Yeah.
winking.
Especially
No,
not in 2025.
in all honesty, though, like I know that's not the question or anything, but like, how amazing is the scene right now? There's so many awesome female-fronted bands.
Oh yeah.
And, like that was like, you know, back in the day, it was like, okay, Avril Lavigne and like Paramore, and like, oh, like every band who has a female singer sounds like Paramore, which was never true. But now it's like everybody's doing something different that has their own sound, and everybody's getting more of the respect that they deserve. But like
Yeah.
personally, as a fan, like I'd say right now, like of like the up and coming or ish like cool bands, like I think like I don't know, I think like more than 50% of the ones that I listen to on a regular basis are female fronted or have some sort of
Yeah, same.
diversity in it, and like that feels really cool for the scene.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
diversity and it's beautiful.
it's beautiful and it's awesome, and everybody's so talented and starting to get their voices heard. And like, you know, like one of our favorite bands right now is like Honey Revenge. I don't know if you guys know them, but they're like so fucking awesome.
So
Yeah.
fucking
And
awesome.
so fucking
Yeah.
awesome. They're so
I'm actually
good.
gonna write that down.
Yeah, Honey
Yeah.
Revenge.
Oh yes.
Honey
Check
Revenge.
them
You
out.
will
Check them
not
out.
be
They're
disappointed.
really good.
Daisy
Like Daisy
Grenade.
Grenade. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Who
Mimi at
else?
the Altar.
Mimi on
Amazing.
the
Yeah.
Altar is really good.
Yeah.
Yours truly.
Yep.
Stand
Oh, yes.
Atlantic,
Oh,
obviously.
Stand
Atlantic.
Atlantic.
Real sound.
Yeah,
It's-
and
it's
and
got a
everybody
lot of
sounds
influence.
different, which is fucking awesome. Like,
Yep.
yeah,
I remember
That's
back
something that's
in-
cool also, like in the alt world right now, there's plenty of different like acts that sound different
Yeah.
but the same. It all blends
Yeah.
together even though it sounds different. And that's amazing because it makes like festivals with like so many different things to listen to that you don't feel like you're just
listen to the
watching the
same
same
band
show,
over and
you know?
over again.
Exactly. So that's cool. I love that.
Yep.
Yeah, because I remember back in the day to try to find a female fronted band was really hard. And so when Flyleaf came out, it was like, all right, a metal band with a female fronted singer. And it was, yeah, it
Mhm.
was on a whole bunch of genres. It was so hard to find, except for pop music. But that's anyway. So yeah, no, it's a really nice change in the scene for sure.
It is.
Awesome. So you have some.
I do.
You can go ahead.
Oh.
Yeah.
What do you want me to say?
Did you have questions there?
No, I just have notes.
Oh, sorry about that. My bad. Yeah. All right. So let me.
Well, I guess yeah. On the topic, because you had mentioned maybe a collaboration. I think that's what you were hinting at. But like so far, because you guys have done a couple collaborations, what has been
Mhm.
your favorite one? Is
Oh.
it? You think it's probably.
I don't want to pick one, but I would say each one of them serves its purpose, and each one of them
Yeah.
was perfect for the song. I think like
Oh yeah.
the worst thing you could do is like get a collaboration just to do a collaboration. Just be like, oh, I got so and so from like this cool band that I like on my song, but it's like your song doesn't make sense for that person or whatever. So like I think like, you know, we dropped Out of My Mind this year with Josh from Magnolia Park, which is an awesome, you know, more recent band. And like
Yeah.
that song has like screaming, and it's like about like mental health, and like it's like I don't know, like it has like kind of this like duality of it, and like him and Fred have such different voices and stuff like that. So like having him and Fred like on the same track, like singing the same parts but like completely differently, and then like him screaming on the bridge and stuff like couldn't have been more awesome. And then afterwards
yeah.
we like dropped Skip, and then we got like it's like the most pop punk song we've ever dropped. And then we got like Mark from 408, who's like he, you know, 408's like the most pop punk band you could do. Like it's like if there's a pop punk cliche, and I'm saying this in the best way, 408's doing it, and that's awesome. Like that's what people like from them, and that's
So
our
good.
pop punk like cliche song, and we love that, and we wanted to do it, and like we got him on it, and then afterwards when we got Travis, well, like that song's just like pop goodness, and like what's We the King, it's like it's pop goodness, you know. So it's like to I you can't pick between those guys. They're all fucking awesome, but like I think what I could say is we got them on the exact song that we needed them on, and it made the songs even better. And thanks to those guys.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah, totally agree.
Do you guys have a dream collaboration, like somebody that you just
That's what I'm
you're
asking.
dying to do a song with?
Oh,
Oh,
I'd say Pierre
Pierre from
from
Silverland.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
That'd be pretty fucking
I mean
tight.
that'd be like
that-
you know
the
Montreal
ultimate.
represent.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. That'd be awesome.
I'm gonna
And
go
I think
further. I would
it
like
would fit, you know, it would
I'd like
fit.
to like
Like
sit down and write a song with him, and then
Yes.
make it like
Thousand
do the whole
percent.
shebang, you know, like
Yes.
sit down, write with him, and like and have him be like, I love this song so much that I also want to sing on it, and we'd be
Yeah.
like, okay, Pierre, I guess we'll let
Oh.
you do it.
all right, then
That would be amazing.
that would be
Yeah.
the best. Yeah,
What
Well,
about
yeah,
I
shows?
think
That's
I
mine.
think yeah, I think Pierre is like
Yeah.
one that I'd be super down to.
I would love to do a song with games we play.
Oh,
That'd be
yeah.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, we're playing.
Derek from State Champ. I mean,
Oh, Derek from State Champs would be good too.
Yeah, I was about to
Yeah.
say
Another
Derek.
amazing pop punk voice.
100%. Yeah.
And like
Um,
in a dream, like I think it will be Mark from Blink.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah. Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
yeah. Like
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
I have a good one. Bonnie from Stan Atlantic.
Oh yes,
Ooh.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, Bonnie
Yes.
from Stan Atlantic would be really, really
2000%.
dope. And I would love to write a song with her and
Yes.
with what's their producer called?
Stevie Knight.
Stevie Knight. Yeah. I find those two are super talented. Like so we're big geeks of like who writes what and like who produces what and whatever, because
Yeah.
we're in a band and that's like part of it. And like I look at the Stan Atlantic records and it's always like two songwriters, it's them two, and I'm just like, these two like Australian assholes get into a
Genius.
room and write the most genius songs I've ever heard of in my life. Like we're like
Yeah.
7 people and we're like trying to write songs.
I wish I
Oh,
could
yeah.
write music. I cannot write music to save my life. Like my sister, amazing songwriter. Like she's absolutely
It's,
phenomenal.
It's like a weird gift from God, right? Like it just like descends upon you and whatnot, you know?
All right, I'll be right back.
So on that same vein of questions, is there a band that you would like to tour with or play a show with? What would be your kind of dream band to play with?
Simple Plan.
Yeah, I mean,
Second
We're
dream.
from
Because, you know-
Montreal, Quebec.
But what's the
Sucker
number two
Punch,
spot?
Sucker Punch, Simple Plan, SP. Just
Yes,
it's meant to be.
the
Montreal.
SP tour.
It's SP Square Tour.
SP Square. That's good.
But yeah, all these bands, you know, like Simple Plan, State Champs, Stan Atlantic.
I'd love to do State Champs. I feel like
Yeah.
that's such a like Neck Deep would be cool too.
Oh,
Neck
yeah.
Deep,
would be
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
Tomorrow.
Neck Deep would be super fun. Are you ready to
Oh,
see
Yeah.
them
Neck Deep would
tomorrow?
be sick. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
you guys are in Toronto. You're doing the
Yeah.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
we didn't try to get on that show.
Yeah.
Wink, wink.
We didn't even send emails.
No, we didn't send emails.
No.
No.
Why would we?
Why would we?
That would have been so amazing.
It would have been so good. Next
Oh,
time.
for
Next
real.
time.
Apparently, it was close. Apparently.
Well, maybe
So-
next time, yeah.
Ben, call me.
Hopefully, you guys come closer. We'll come see you live. So
Yeah.
do a Toronto show. You'll see us there. We'll be there for sure.
Oh,
Oh, we'll send
We're
you an
planning.
invite next time we're in town for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
we're planning shows for 2025 for sure in Toronto. So we'll let
Sweet.
you.
Awesome. That'll be good.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to that for sure.
Yeah, we live like in a tiny like nothing town, so we have to drive quite a way, like several hours to see anything. So anytime there's like something.
What town do you live in?
Port Elgin.
No.
It's on like Huron.
Nope.
Nope. I was like, I know Ontario. I'll totally know where it is.
I grew up in Ontario, never even heard of it until we moved here.
Even people in Ontario don't know it, so it's.
I grew
Okay.
up in outside of Toronto. So.
Are you guys anywhere close to Ottawa, or you're further
No.
the other way? Okay.
That
I was
would
going
take-
to invite you to our Ottawa show, but
Like a 5-6 hour.
Toronto it will be.
Okay. Damn. Okay. So it's pretty far away.
Yes.
So cool. So we're close to the end here of what we have on our side. So just a couple more things to kind of finish out, I guess. Advice. If you were to give advice to bands that were where you were 2 years ago, what would you tell them?
Ooh. Don't stop the grind.
There you go.
Don't stop
Yeah.
grinding. If you really want it, go for it. Don't be afraid to knock on doors. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Talk to other bands. Ask questions. Be ready to listen to others, what others have to say, because you might always be surprised by other people's experience and like what they tried, what worked, what didn't, and yeah. So that I feel like it's a big community. You know, the alt scene is big, and with social medias, it's easy to just connect with others. So yeah, ask questions. Don't be afraid to send messages and
Yeah.
and grind and grind.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to get out of your comfort zone. Like
Yeah.
this is-
Like writing with like other people that are not in the band. Like
That's a
find
big
some.
one.
Yeah,
think,
that's a
like-
big one. Like,
I think like a big one is like get all those like preconceived notions that you have of like what a band is, like, and throw them in the garbage. Like if you don't have a drummer, you can have a band. If you don't, if you know, no, but it's true. It's true.
Yeah,
Like so
it
many
is.
people are doing it. Like write songs and you'll figure it out after. Like is don't let anything stop you from starting or from like grinding or whatever. Just like jump into it. And like Alain, what Alain said is a really good one. Like I think like these people have, a lot of people who think about a band have this like preconceived notion of like ACDC getting in a room and like writing Thunderstruck. Like unfortunately, like that's like 1 in a million. So it's like if you want your song to be cool, you got to write a billion songs. To write a billion songs and actually get those songs closed, getting together with other songwriters is key. And people with maybe strengths that you don't have in your band as well, work with those people. Whether it be like a sound guy, like a producer, like seek out people. Like your band is way more than just the people who are actually in your band. It's like a whole takes a village to make something happen. So whether it be songwriting or if your live set could be better, but you're not good with like a recording program to set up like backtracks and stuff like that, like find somebody who is and like work with them and do
Build a
that.
team.
Like build a team. Like every part of your game needs to be tight. Your live, your socials, your songs. And if you are missing something, seek out somebody who can help you with it. Like you want a cool graphic design, like reach out to cool graphic designers on like Instagram. Like you don't have to like try to do something by yourself on Microsoft Paint. Like
DM and
reach out.
emails cost nothing. So
DMs and emails cost nothing, and and like it's reach out to people and build a team around you, and believe in yourself. And even if you don't have all the pieces yet, just dive in and also release that first song. No, don't sit on a song that you've been working on for like 2 years. Like that's stupid. Like release stuff, and the stuff you'll do after will be better. So just like learn to let go of certain aspects and just let stuff breathe, because you'll learn more from having it released and out in the world than you will from like obsessively trying to tweak it on your end.
Yep.
So like I think like social media is like something that we were like kind of obsessive and like second guessing ourselves and whatever, and we would try to make these videos and like have like hours of conversations on like a stupid video where we're just saying like please pre-save our song, And then we kind of got to a point where we're like, you know what, like the first stupid idea that goes through your head will be that the video will be out, and then 24 hours later, people won't give a shit, and then we'll learn from having seen how people react to it and do a better video next time, and that's it, you know?
Yeah.
There's a
So,
lot of try and error, so
yeah, yeah,
It's
you
all
just
about
gotta
that.
do, yeah, you just gotta do like error all the time, and then you gonna get better. So it's
for sure.
mostly like that.
Yeah, it's about just
Did you
doing
guys,
stuff.
Yeah.
this just
So
like
yeah, that
randomly popped in my head, but do you come from musical families, or like how did you guys get into music? I probably should have asked this like an hour ago, but
It
On
was
my end, there's absolutely nothing of arts or so in my family. I don't know why I was interested in singing. I was a young kid. Don't understand why it happened, but yeah, I just was dragged, like I was drawn towards music and singing from a young age, and I don't
I
know.
think it's a social thing because, like, I think I made all my friends based off of like the type of music that I liked, and then that just like
hmm
automatically became interest in like this subculture and like how to be more immersed in it than playing music. But like, no, like if anything, like my parents like had music classes when they were young, and they hated it so much that they thought that I would hate it and then give it to me. And I'm like, oh my God, I could be like classically trained to be so much better. Like, fuck.
it
Yeah.
personally
Same.
came from my grandfather.
Oh,
He was a
nice.
bassist as well, so
Oh, I didn't know
oh,
that. That's
I
cool.
listened to a lot of music with him when I was young. So it
Cool.
basically came from him.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, my sister played saxophone in high school. I thought it was cool, so I did play saxophone for 1 year, and then I started like to go play drums when I wasn't normally supposed to do. So in my lunchtime in high school, I was like going in the little like
Sneaking in.
cubicle. Yeah, sneaking in. Yeah, exactly. So I started playing drums like all by myself, and then the year after that, I wanted to do the audition again to play drums because the first time I did it, it was like I sucked at it. So
That's
the
hard to
year after
believe.
that, yeah, the year after that, I asked to do the audition again, and my professor was like, "Where did you learn that, man? I mean, that's amazing." So it was all by myself with like a whole like red drum kit with duct tape on and like super cheap. But yeah, I learned it by myself, and I just really wanted to play drums, and now it's like it's been 26 years. So yeah.
That's how the prodigy was born.
I
Thanks,
feel
I'll
like
take it.
that is a common thing with drummers though. Like I feel like that's one of those things you either have it or you don't. My dad is a drummer and he used
Yeah.
to play his brother like his brother was in a band and he would like sneak
hmm
play
Well,
drums
I
and stuff.
think everyone can play the basic stuff, but like if someone really like show you properly how to just count 1 1 2 3 4 and what limbs does what, but it's more like after that, if you like really have it, you're gonna probably have just a step like further from the other one
It's the
that maybe
attention to
the
detail in drums that
yeah
I find crazy. Yeah. Like
It's
ghost
all of the
notes or
members working
whatever.
together, and
Oh,
I
that
think
too.
Yeah.
about it. And
yeah
I'm like, I'm bad with that. Like I don't play any instrument. I just sing. I tried, I can play like a basic beat on the drum.
yeah
You
you
saw that at
probably all can
practice,
play basic,
you
yeah.
know.
But that's
But
as far as it goes. Yeah.
I can't work with the guitar. My fingers are like, eh. And then I
If you have long
tried to
fingers,
learn
you should be.
piano. I use
Yeah.
piano to do like vocal exercises. Yeah, I could manage
Oh,
that.
You can hit one key at a time.
But
Yeah.
I can blindly use my vocal cords without even looking at them. No
Yeah.
But
fingers.
you know what?
No
Like
fingers
you're not
needed.
giving yourself credit because you treat your vocals like an instrument,
Yes.
and you like train a lot, and like you do a lot of like exercises and stuff like that. And like I've never seen a singer like this. Like he's like we're like, okay, we're gonna do this song in like this key, and he's like, oh, like he like hits it right away. I'm like, what the fuck? Like that's crazy. So like I'd say you do play an instrument. You play your vocals.
Yeah.
It is an
Yeah.
instrument. Yeah, it is an
Yeah.
instrument.
That
Yeah,
is.
I do practice a lot. I do love practicing also. I think this is how I learn new stuff and I can implement new stuff into our songs and hit higher notes and do funky
Yeah.
stuff. It's fun.
Well, it's cool now with like YouTube because there's like so many like free music lessons and stuff out there. So like for voice stuff,
Yeah.
like that's the go-to. That's YouTube.
Oh yes, my favorite one is called Madeline Harvey. She's amazing. She talks to me like I'm a kid, so I understand what she's saying. This is how I learned. She's like, "Okay, now you do this." I'm like, "Okay, okay, yes, ma'am. Hi, ma'am." And it's how I started like really focusing on like exercises. I'm like, because it's the whole body is working together to produce like these sounds and to make them like so that you're not like hurting yourself. And the way she explains it really got to me, and this is how I really like understood how I could use everything that I have to produce these sounds and like and to do more. So it's cool. So thank you, Madeline, if
Yeah.
you're listening out there.
Thank you, Madeline.
Thank you, Madeline.
You're a G, Madeline.
You're a G.
Oh, cool. So what's next for you guys? You're planning some 2025 shows. What do you think people watching should know for what's next?
You gonna be at Warp Tour?
Oh,
That would be awesome.
I wish.
I wish.
Like
Do
my
you have a
heart.
plug?
Well, you know what? A lot of stuff about this band is are good surprises. So we
Yeah.
did some
If
some
you
cool
had-
stuff that we didn't expect that we will do it. At least not in the first like 2-3 years. So
If you had asked us,
why not?
If you had asked us at the same time last year, will you have a song with We the Kings? Will you play All Your Friends Fest, the biggest pop punk like emo festival in Canada? Will you be opening for Games We Play two dates? The answer would have been no. So it's like,
Yeah.
like we always surprise ourselves. Every year we surprise ourselves with what we're able to accomplish. So I don't know what's coming up, but I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
It will. It will.
Yes. I
Look
believe.
forward to it. That's
It's
I
awesome.
always been
believe-
better year after year since the
Yeah.
beginning. So it's like
Yeah.
exponential.
And it's like we're putting in the work and we're just
Yeah.
hoping for the best. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
Awesome.
so yeah, what's
Well,
coming
we look
this
forward
year?
to seeing it. You guys have been awesome from the beginning.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's like
it's
plenty of stuff coming this year, and we really want to do Toronto shows. Elsewhere, also in Canada, we're planning to visit some spots, and do as much shows as we can and meet new people. That'll be nice.
New music.
And release new music
Yeah.
also.
Yeah.
yeah, more of the same, but different.
Yeah. Keep grinding.
Perfect. Well, thank you guys for joining in and doing this interview. We were super pumped.
Thanks
when
to you
she
guys.
reached out
That was
and
fun.
They said, yes, all right.
Yeah, thanks to you guys actually.
We
No
love
problem.
talking
We're
about ourselves, so it wasn't we
we
weren't hard to convince.
Well, thank you for inviting us. This means
Yeah.
And thank you
It's so
for
weird.
thank you for
Yeah,
supporting
very
us
cool.
since day one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We really appreciate that.
Yeah, this means a lot.
Yeah, it means a lot.
You guys are awesome. We'll keep you on our playlist for sure. So we love it.
I'll be
Yes.
back sometime.
Perfect.
Yeah, 100%.
You know,
Yeah.
All of those
Are
like,
awesome.
dreams that you were talking about.
Yeah, as you keep going forward,
Yes.
we got to make sure to have you guys back too as things moving forward and whatnot. Maybe do an interview live with you guys when you come to Toronto.
Hey,
That'd be
Oh,
awesome.
that'd be
That would be
awesome.
awesome.
Sounds like a plan.
Let's hype that up.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Cool. Appreciate it, guys. And if you have anything else?
No.
All right, we'll go ahead and let you guys go then. Cool.
Cool.
Awesome.
Well, it's been great.
This has been fantastic.
you.
It's really cool.
Thanks for
Yeah,
having
it was
us.
really fun.
You guys rock.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
You're awesome, guys.
Cheers.
Thank you so much. Take care, guys.
Bye bye.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye.